Every day, we build a stronger world, a growing world to keep people safe and connected. Building societies, communities, building places we call home. But we have a bigger responsibility to strengthen our one and only home. That's why we are determined to reinvent how we build, creating a world that is made greener, made smarter, made for all. A world that is more circular, where we make more with less, where we take giant strides by reducing our carbon footprint, with a strong resolve, with purpose, with will. We build, finding new answers and pledging to realize them. Because we know the future isn't written, it's built. The strength to build a greener world. A cricket match generates more than just records. The India-England T20 series generated almost 4 tons of waste, including 1 ton of single-use plastic. At Ambuja, we resolved to not let waste go to waste. And in partnership with BCCI, collected the waste for use as alternate fuel. We had the strength to make a greener world, and this is what the world had to say.
This is a great initiative by Ambuja. Waste is a part of modern life, but Ambuja is ensuring even waste can be put to good use and doesn't go waste.
Only Ambuja's giant strength can take on the giant task of making the planet greener. As an Ambuja dealer, I am proud to be part of a family that is taking care of our only home.
Greener world is something we all want, but we hardly do anything about it. This is a great initiative by Ambuja to remind us all that we can do something.
Ambuja Stadium में इतना ज़्यादा बच्चों केवल इतने हम उपयोग बढ़ती करनी चाहिए नो आयोजन करें स्टेडियम में बच्चों प्लास्टिक और वेपर और या अन्य कोई वस्तु हो इन्हें एक की तरह से इन्हें डिवाइड तरह से अनेक Ambuja इन नई चीज़ में बढ़ती हम उपयोग केवल करनी चाहिए जी ऊर्जा में हो कि बिजली को उपयोग करो खूब सारी व्यवस्था नहीं है दरेक जगह जहाँ संबंध आवाज़ बदलने से
A power play that makes the earth stronger.
This is a giant step by Ambuja, an initiative to build a stronger and greener world by reusing waste as energy. BCCI is proud to be associated with them in making a better world for us all.
Because the future isn't written, it's built. The strength to build a greener world.
Okay, we'll start the proceeding. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rajiv Gandhi, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Ambuja Cements Limited. I am pleased to welcome you all to this 38th Annual General Meeting of the members of the company, held through video conferencing, other audio-visual means, in compliance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. In compliance with the MCA General Circulars and SEBI Circular, the notice of this AGM along with the audited financial statements for the financial year ended 31st December 2020, together with the board's and auditors' reports, have been sent only through electronic mode within the statutory period to all the members whose email addresses are registered with the company, the registrar and share transfer agents, and the depositories. Before we commence, I would like to give you an overview of the process to participate at this meeting through video conferencing. The shareholders have been provided with the facility to join this meeting through video conferencing, other audio visual means on a first come first serve basis. All the members joining this meeting are by default placed on mute mode to avoid any background noise, disturbance, and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the question answer session starts, the chairman will announce the names of the registered speaker shareholders one by one. Speaker shareholders will thereafter be unmuted by the host of the AGM and will be allowed to express their views, ask questions. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes, and I request each speaker to adhere to this time limit. Before speaking, the shareholder is requested to click the audio and video button, and if the shareholders are unable to join through video mode due to any reason, the shareholders are advised to switch off the camera, video, and speak through audio mode. Speaker shareholders are advised to use earphones so that they are clearly audible and to minimize any background noises to avoid any disturbance. Ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices, no other background applications are running, and proper light is available to have a good video experience. In the event there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, we will ask the next speaker shareholder to join the meeting. Once connectivity improves, the previous speaker shareholder will be called back to speak. During the meeting, if the member face any technical issues, he or she may call the helpline numbers of CDSL as mentioned in the notice of this AGM. I would like to inform that the board chairman, Mr. Narottam Seksaria, is unable to chair this AGM, and Mr. Jan Yanis, vice chairman, is attending the meeting from Switzerland. Hence, he has requested the directors present to elect amongst themselves the chairperson for this meeting. Thank you very much. Chitle sir, please. Chitle sir. Goswami sir, can you do me a favor? Can you just read out, please? You are on mute, sir.
Unfortunately, my colleague and a fellow independent director, Rajendra Chitle, cannot be connecting, has not been able to connect right now. So, given the fact that Mr. Seksaria cannot attend the meeting and has chosen not to be the chairman of the meeting, and that Jan Jenisch is in Switzerland, may I recommend that Mr. Martin Kriegner, who was the director of the company, chair the meeting.
We also proposed the vice chairman, sir.
Yeah, may I also recommend that, with your permission, shareholders, that in addition to Mr. Martin Kriegner chairing the meeting, that in the event of some reason for Mr. Kriegner not being able to chair because of video conferencing problems, that Mr. Shailesh Haribhakti be the vice chairman of the meeting.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I would request all the board members present to just give the consent to the proposed chairmanship and the vice chairmanship as proposed by Dr. Goswami. Mr. Yan Yanis, please.
Yes, good day, everyone. I fully agree. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Manji, please.
Yes, I agree with the proposition that Martin chaired the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Shailesh, sir, please.
I agree with the proposition that Mr. Martin Kriegner chairs the meeting. Thank you.
Shikha, ma'am, please.
Yeah, I agree that Martin should chair the meeting.
Mr. Christoph.
I agree with the proposal. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Ms. Karen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I agree with the proposal.
Mr. Ranjit Sani, please.
I agree with the proposal that Mr. Kriegner chair the meeting.
Mr. Ram Muthu.
Afternoon, everyone. I agree with the proposal.
Mr. Molri, please. He's on mute. Okay. MD, sir, please.
Good afternoon. I agree with the proposal.
Mr. Chitle is there. Okay. We can start.
Rajiv, you have missed me out. I agree with the proposal for Mr.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Kriegner to chair the meeting and Mr. Haribhakti to be the alternate chairman in the event Mr. Kriegner is not able to join.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, dear fellow directors. Thank you for choosing me as the chairperson for today's meeting. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to all shareholders and directors to the 38th Annual General Meeting being conducted through video conferencing mode without the physical presence of the members at the common venue. The meeting is being live streamed through webcast. I thank all of you for participating in today's meeting and sincerely wish that all of you and your family members are safe and healthy and continue to maintain the required precautions to fight this COVID situation. As the requisite quorum is present, I call the meeting to order. Firstly, I would like to thank the founder of Ambuja and our chairman, Mr. Narottam Seksaria, for his leadership and continuous support to Ambuja. His guidance and foresight have always strongly determined the positive evolution of Ambuja. I'm really privileged to chair the company's 38th AGM on his behalf. I have with me in the room Mr. Neeraj Chakuri, MD and CEO, Ms. Rajani Kesari, CFO, and as you already have seen, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, our company secretary. During the year under review, Mr. Ramanathan Muthu has joined the board as the non-executive director representing Lafarge Holcim in place of Mr. Roland Köhler, who stepped down from the board. I now call upon all the directors who are on video conference to introduce themselves and confirm their participation in this meeting. So I will go one by one now. Mr. Jenisch, please.
Good day again. I'm in my private residence in Switzerland and happy to join the meeting today.
Mr. Nasser Manji, please.
Yeah, this is Nasser Manji. Good afternoon. I am joining the meeting from my home in Goa, and I'm very happy to be part of the AGM.
Thank you, Nasser. Mr. Shailesh Haribhakti.
Good afternoon. I'm Shailesh Haribhakti, Independent Director and member of Nomination Remuneration Committee, Compliance Committee, and the Risk Management Committee of Ambuja Cements. I'm very happy to be joining this AGM. Thank you.
Dr. Omkar Goswami, please.
Good afternoon. This is Omkar Goswami. I'm a member of the Compliance, Stakeholder, and Audit Committee of the company, and I am happy to join the meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Shikha Sharma, please.
Good afternoon. I'm an independent director and member of the audit committee of Ambuja, and I'm happy to join this AGM from my residence in Mumbai.
Thank you, Shikha. Mr. Christoph Hessig.
Thank you, Martin. Good afternoon again. I'm Christoph Hassig. I'm non-executive, non-independent director. I am participating in this meeting through video conferencing from my private home in Switzerland.
Ms. Karen Tan.
Good afternoon. I'm Denhui Tan, non-executive, non-independent director and member of the compliance committee, joining this meeting from my residence in Singapore.
Thank you. Mr. Ranjit Chahani.
Good afternoon. I'm Ranjit Shahani, non-executive, non-independent director and chairman of Stakeholders Relationship Committee, joining this meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. M.K. Sharma.
Good afternoon. This is M.K. Sharma, non-executive, non-independent director of the company, joining this meeting from my office in Mumbai.
Thank you. Mr. Praveen Molri.
Good afternoon. I am P.K. Molri. I am nominee director from LIC on the board of Ambuja Cement. I am joining this AGM from my daughter's residence in USA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ram Muthu.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ramnathan Muthu, non-executive, non-independent director, joining the meeting from Lafarge Holcim headquarters in Switzerland.
Mr. Neeraj Akuri.
Good afternoon. I am Neeraj Akuri, Managing Director and CEO of the company, joining this meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. Rajendra Chitli.
He's on mute. No, he's not able to. He can
He
hear
seems
us.
to have a connectivity problem.
Network low.
We see on the screen, but probably we come back on this later. And last but not least, Ms. Rajani Kesari.
Good afternoon. I'm Rajni Kesari, CFO of the company, joining this meeting. Bye.
Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude to the Board of Directors of Ambuja Cements for their leadership, strategic guidance, and valuable contribution that shaped the remarkable performance during the year 2020 of the company, in spite of the challenges that arose due to the COVID situation. I would like to put on record that thanks to each of the members of the board for their support and participation during this period. The board has been fully and effectively functional by adapting new ways of conducting meetings, as you can see now in the meeting. Representatives of the statutory auditors MS Deloitte Haskins and Sells and the secretarial auditors MS Ratti and Associates are also present in the meeting. We also have the executive committee members of the company present for this meeting. The company has received 4 letters from corporate shareholders appointing authorized representatives under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 126 crores 77,89,278 equity shares, representing 64% of the paid-up equity share capital of the company. Since there's no physical attendance of members, the requirement of appointing proxy is not applicable. The register of directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholding, the register of contracts of arrangements in which a director is interested are available electronically for inspection by the members during the constituents of the meeting on the investor tab of the company's website. Members who did not vote earlier through remote e-voting may vote electronically during the course of the meeting. As the notice of the AGM is already circulated to all the members, with your permission, I take the notice of the meeting as read. Further, as the report of the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors were unqualified and without any adverse observation or comments in their respective reports, with your permission, I take the auditor's report and the report of the secretarial auditors as read. Dear shareholders, for all of us at Ambuja Cement, the year 2020 established a strong resilience in our business and the icon spirit of our people. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I am proud of our employees who relentlessly served our communities and customers despite a difficult environment to deliver and ensure a very smooth running of our operations. We would also like to thank our CEO and Managing Director, Mr. Neeraj Chakuri, and his Executive Committee team for their leadership and rapid response to COVID-19 situation. The leadership team acted with great agility and foresight to look after health and safety of our stakeholders, their families, and ensured health and safety always came first. The 2020 financial results that they delivered are remarkable given the circumstances. They embraced technology and accelerated usage of digital tools to mitigate the disruptions. They also created a strong sense of discipline among the employees and other stakeholders with continuous awareness drives, training and communication, which helped in quick resumption of operation in a phased manner and in line with regulatory guidelines. Ambuja Cement Foundation, our corporate social responsibility arm, reached out to more than 34 lakh people with various initiatives, be it making of face masks to self-help groups, providing food to migrant laborers, livelihood enhancement programs, enhancing employability amongst local youth, and donating ventilators and other medical equipment. Ambuja Cement Foundation also played a key role in creation of rural single point of contact between the communities, thereby assisting local health bodies. I am deeply thankful to the entire team for making it possible with their passion, commitment, and customer-centric approach. We closed the year 2020 with very strong performance. Our concerted efforts help in restarting our operations rapidly as economic recovery happened during the latter part of the year. We adopted a razor-sharp focus on health, cost, and cash, and resolutely steered the business forward. Operating EBITDA grew by 23% to 2,642 crore rupees, and net profit grew by 17% to 1,790 crore rupees in the year of 2020. Operating EBITDA and net profit margin for the year stood at 23.7% and 16% respectively, reporting a growth of 480 basis points and 260 basis points respectively over 2019. Supported by strong actions on various levers, and particularly on cost management and efficiency initiatives, your company has seen a very favorable translation from a 2% degrowth in net sales to over 23% growth in EBITDA. We have reduced our power and fuel cost by 8%. The freight and forwarding costs have been reduced by 2%. Raw material costs have been reduced by 7%. And other expenses have been reduced by 8% compared to 2019. However, rising input costs remain a concern, and we will continue to keep our focus on cost efficiencies. I am very confident about the growth momentum we are taking into 2021, with positive megatrends underlying our business growth, such as urbanization, population growth, and infrastructure demand. With the government's trust on infrastructure and affordable housing, your board has strong reasons to believe that the cement sector has an attractive growth potential, and Ambuja Cement is strongly progressing to become the most innovative, sustainable, and competitive building solutions company in India. We have a robust roadmap to become the best in the industry through 4 strategic priorities: competitiveness, growth, innovation and digital, and sustainability. I will now speak a bit on each of these 4 strategic directions. First, regarding competitiveness. Our various cost management and efficiency initiatives have helped us to deliver a strong performance. We fully leverage the synergies between LafargeHolcim India's 2 operating companies, Ambuja Cement and ACC, to drive scale and performance. During the year, we launched the LafargeHolcim India organization structure. We have created country-level organization led by country CEO and country CFO to drive performance in key areas of supply chain, procurement, digital, finance, and other support functions. This structure has enabled us to fully extract synergies under the master supply agreement with ACC, leading to more than 5% contribution to the profit before tax in 2020. This will continue to be a key focus area for us to deliver superior performance. Thinking differently and with agility has become the new normal at Ambuja Cement. The challenges have brought out the best in us and has been a game changer. Due to the COVID situation, the leadership intensified its focus on cash generation and protection. Your company generated 2,606 crore rupees of cash from operations, which was strongly supported by 16 days reduction in strict net working capital cycle. We have a robust balance sheet with 0 debt and a AAA rating from CRISIL. We are very proud to share that our main subsidiary, ACC Limited, which is one of the most respected leading cement factories of the country, has delivered a good performance during the year 2020. ACC operating EBITDA grew by 3% to 2,484 crore rupees, and profit after tax grew by 4% to 1,430 crore rupees. ACC has also benefited from the master supply agreement I mentioned earlier to an extent of around 5% of profit before tax. Now I'm elaborating a bit on the second strategic lever, which is growth. Your company has ambitious growth plan to increase capacities in India. Its upcoming facility in Mahava Mundwa in Rajasthan will enhance clinker capacity by 3 million tons and help improve cement sales by 5 million tons in a year, thereby contributing to long-term strategy of capacity expansion. This greenfield integrated plant, at a total investment of 2,350 crore rupees, will commence operation very soon in Q3 2021. We are very proud to state that this will be a green plant with waste heat recovery system and other renewable energy installations. As we continue to explore opportunities to grow in attractive markets in East and West India, we are evaluating brownfield expansions in our Bhatapara and Maratha plants. We are also looking at significant debottlenecking opportunities across all plants to further enhance our cement capacity. We expect our expansion plans to add around 15 million tons capacity in the midterm, taking our overall total cement capacity close to 50 million tons per annum. Close to 50 million tons per annum. Ambuja Cement and its main subsidiary ACC have now come together to create more shareholder value and have a strong presence in India with strategically located plants. Our integrated plants and grinding units are present in more than 11 states, covering more than 32 districts across India, which gives us a very good coverage of the Indian market. After competitiveness and growth, I'm now speaking about the third strategic priority, which is innovation. Your company is driving innovation in the cement industry through introduction of innovative and new to the market products. We also focused on delivering products with superior strengths, low dust with lower carbon emissions, and low water usage. Our new product, Ambuja Kavach, a sustainable water repellent cement specially formulated to prevent water seepage, helps in improving durability and lifespan of buildings. Ambuja Kavach has 33% less carbon footprint in comparison to other products. We also have innovative products such as Ambuja Plus for added strength to the structure and Ambuja Cool Walls, which are concrete blocks that keep homes 5 degrees Celsius cooler and have a better finish. Along with Ambuja certified technologies, these products are able to provide a home builder with the right materials, techniques, and advice for building a stronger home. During 2020, our special product share has recorded a strong double-digit growth of 16%, and they are now comprising 11% of our total volume portfolio. Ambuja Cement continues to work closely with its parent, LafargeHolcim, and is receiving the benefit of best global practices in areas of technical operations, engineering and design, innovation, product development, environment and sustainability, and digital technologies, which enables us to significantly enhance our performance. Our subsidiary ACC has already introduced a green concrete product called EcoPact to India to accelerate sustainable and circular construction. EcoPact is the industry's broadest range of green product. The world-class manufacturing process of EcoPact range reduces significantly CO2 emissions. We are strongly committed to enhance business efficiencies by leveraging digitalization. The key focus of the year was on implementation digital tools in various parts of operations. Enhancing asset optimization in line with LafargeHolcim Plants of Tomorrow program, we implemented plant digital tools like the Technical Information System and the Performance and Collaborative Tool, which record and report data from all assets on a real-time basis, helping improve operational efficiencies. We also piloted the use of artificial intelligence into predicting cement strength, fineness, and predictive maintenance of vertical roller mills. On the logistic fronts regarding digital, we have initiated an artificial intelligence-powered supply chain management platform called Blue Yonder to enable better predictability and efficiency across the supply chain. We have extensively leveraged our Transport Analytics Center, adopted from LafargeHolcim, which enabled real-time information dissemination and analytics to improve distribution safety, cost optimization, and operational efficiencies. We have increased our digital engagement also with our customers through various tools. Our Dealer Connect portal is actively used by 80% of our dealers for order placement and daily engagements with us. 100% of our frontline sales and technical personnel use automation to record dealer visits, channel engagements, and site conversations. I'm now coming to the fourth strategic priority of Ambuja, which is sustainability. Our global parent LafargeHolcim has committed to become a net zero company and has set for itself the most ambitious climate targets in the cement industry. At Ambuja, we are aligned with our parent LafargeHolcim's net zero plan and sustainability strategy. We are progressing on our Sustainable Development Plan 2013 with a sharper focus on climate and energy, building a circular economy, conserving resources and nature, and driving meaningful change in the lives of communities. Our sustainability development plans for 2030 are ambitious and have aggressive targets earmarked. We aim to reduce CO2 to 463 kilogram CO2 per ton of cementitious. A unique initiative is the construction of waste heat recovery in the 3 locations by 2022 that will generate 54 megawatts to support power requirements in our plants. We also target to use 13.5 million tons of waste and be 13 times water positive. We aim to save 77 liters per ton of cement of water and positively impact the lives of 80 lakhs beneficiaries through our various CSR programs. Now I come to explain a bit the progress we made against our targets. In 2020, we reduced our specific net CO2 per ton of cementitious product to 533 kg and made a significant progress towards our target. With our strong focus on circular economy, we co-processed around 4.5 lakh tons of waste in our kilns. Out of this, we processed around 83,000 tons of plastic waste. In addition, we consumed about 8 million tons of waste in terms of alternative raw materials, such as fly ash, slag, synthetic gypsums in the manufacturing process. We are at the forefront in India in offering sustainable long-term waste management solutions through GeoCycle, our waste management unit. I'm happy to share that at the recently concluded India against England T20 cricket series, as you have seen in the video, we took a first of its kind initiative to use the tons of waste generated at the world's biggest cricket stadium during a match as alternative fuel. It wasn't easy, but it was made possible by a strong sense of purpose. The initiative resulted in over 5 tons of plastic waste repurposed. But more importantly, it inspired spectators, sports bodies, and all of us at Ambuja to believe that change is possible. In 2020, we have been 8 times water positive across our location and progressed also well against our target. Your company had consistently channeled its efforts towards socially and financially empowering its community through various initiatives. Ambuja Cement Foundation reached out to 15.6 lakhs beneficiaries in 2020 through CSR programs. Under its agro-based livelihood generation program, Ambuja Cement Foundation extended animal husbandry project to 15 locations, covering around 8,500 families. Over 30,000 women farmers participated in training sessions conducted by the foundation. As part of its skill and entrepreneurship development initiative, Ambuja Foundation trained over 65,000 people, with over 70% of the graduates getting placed in different organizations. Women made up 42% of the total number of candidates in our programs. During the year, the foundation assisted over 500 self-help groups apply for the COVID Sahay loan to receive 4.26 crores rupees as livelihood support. The foundation was conferred with 2 awards by the Indian Chamber of Commerce, recognizing the foundation's exemplary work done for the community development. We are happy to share that across all our 20 locations, we reported in the year of 2020 0 fatalities and made a strong progress in our health and safety performance. We are also very proud to report that your company ranked number 5 in the global Dow Jones Sustainability Index, a very remarkable global achievement. We are confident that despite the ongoing COVID-19 situation, our country will continue on its growth trajectory. The initiatives undertaken by the government will help resurgence of rural demand and infrastructure projects, including affordable housing. Our country has a strong record of growth and sound economic policies, and hence we remain confident of a very favorable economic business environment in times to come. Despite the challenging 2020, your company has delivered an excellent performance and supported by a healthy cash position and retained earnings. The board declared an interim dividend of 17 rupees per share and is now pleased to recommend a final dividend of 1 rupee per share. Thus, the aggregate dividend for the year 2020 is 18 rupees per share, and the total payout will be 3,574.16 crores Indian rupee. I would once again like to congratulate all the employees of Ambuja for their resilience and commitment to deliver remarkable performance in 2020. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I express my sincere appreciation for the efforts and hard work from employees at all levels and wish them very best and success for the year 2021. I take this opportunity to thank all our shareholders. We thank you for your trust and the commitment to our company. I would also like to thank the Government of India, state governments, and all regulatory authorities, financial institutions, company stakeholders, dealers, customers, of course, channel partners, and suppliers for their consistent support, cooperation during this difficult time. Wishing you all a safe and healthy 2021. I now request Rajiv to carry out the remaining part of the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now cover the voting instructions to be followed for conducting the remaining part of this meeting. In compliance with the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations read with MCA and SEBI circulars, since the AGM is held through video conferencing, other audio visual means, the members were provided with the facility to cast their vote electronically through the remote e-voting on the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this 30th AGM, which has been facilitated and the service is administered by CDSL. The members who have not casted their votes on the resolutions as mentioned in the AGM notice by remote e-voting prior to this AGM may cast their votes through e-voting system available on the voting page of CDSL during the AGM simultaneously while watching the proceedings of this meeting. The board has appointed Mr. Surendra Kastia, a practicing company secretary, to act as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the remote e-voting and vote cast at the meeting and provide a consolidated results. Since the AGM is held through video conferencing, other audio visual means, and as the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have already been put to vote through remote e-voting and the facility of voting is also available at this meeting, there will be no proposing or seconding of the resolutions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv. Now I shall invite the shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers to express their views, ask questions, and give suggestions. I would just reiterate, please, that the shareholders may want to restrict the speaking time to maximum 3 minutes, given the format of this meeting. I would also kindly suggest that if some of your questions may have been already answered during my speech, or the same question has been raised by another speaker, that we may kindly avoid a repetition. So having said that, I am now calling the registered shareholders one by one for their views. And we start with Mr. Naveen Venkatramani, representing the Wellington Management Fund. Naveen, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Very well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Naveen. I'm from Wellington Management based in Singapore. We and our clients have been shareholders of Ambuja Cement for a while now. And on behalf of our clients, I'd like to thank Team Ambuja for doing a great job of navigating this company so effectively in what must count as one of the more challenging years. Thank you to the chairman and the board of directors. Thank you to the management for inviting me to be part of this AGM and giving me the opportunity to ask a couple of questions. Mr. Chairman, I think you have already answered in advance one of my questions, but that was very helpful in terms of the priorities laid out for the company. I had a follow-up question. So Ambuja has executed well on improving operating efficiency over the last few years, helped no doubt by the master supply agreement with ACC. You also highlighted your upcoming expansion plans. Could you elaborate, please, on these plans and what it means in terms of the volume growth that we could be expecting over the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years? Also, how does the recent mining law change, by the government impact your thinking and your plans? And my second question was really to the directors of the board. We all know the importance of corporates doing well by doing good, and ESG is a key concern for us and our investors. You have done a great job in thinking about ESG and disclosing tangible targets such as carbon emission, water usage, etc. But how do you think about the role of the board in balancing the priorities between achieving the financial objectives and also in ensuring that you meet your sustainability and ESG goals? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naveen, for your questions. Very important question, if I may say. We will answer the questions at the end of the session together per category. So thanks a lot, Naveen. I call out the next speaker, Mr. Amit Goel, who represents Fidelity Funds India Focus. Please, Amit, go ahead.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Hi, thanks a lot for this opportunity, and congratulations to the management team and the board for a great 2020, and really kind of appreciate the transparency and your opening remarks about the strategy. I have a few questions. Some of them have been answered, but I think it's good to state them again. So my first question is around the growth strategy that you laid out, 15 million ton of incremental expansion. What we have seen in last 10 years is that Ambuja has lost market share in the Indian market. And when now we think about capacity expansion going forward, how should we think about Ambuja maintaining or increasing market share in the Indian cement market? And this is also in combination with the Lafarge Holcim Group strategy, because we have ACC and Ambuja, and we have different regions for both the companies. So Ambuja is stronger in West and North, while ACC is stronger in Central and East. So, I mean, there are regions which are higher capacity utilization, there are regions where higher growth. So how does the group think about this capacity expansion when they think about both the companies together? So that's my first question. The second question is on efficiency and profitability improvement. We have seen significant profitability improvement last year. You mentioned about 5% of PBT, but we have seen a very stable, consistent improvement through the industry as well. So all the players have shown that. So I wanted to understand, when we look from here, say next 2-3 years, how much more efficiency gain we think we can achieve through synergies and our efficiency programs. And also, when we are adding new capacities, how should we think about the change in profitability, because the mix is changing towards newer capacities? And I would tend to believe that newer capacities might come at significantly higher profitability per ton than our existing capacities, as we have seen in some other players who have added newer capacities. The last question, again, very, very good to see your targets on carbon emission and ESG in general. I wanted to understand, maybe from a group perspective also, cement continues to remain, because of the chemical reaction, a very high carbon emitting process. Do we long-term think about technologies on carbon capture as well, to make sure that we accelerate our carbon neutrality targets? So these were my 3 questions, and thanks for the opportunity again.
Thank you a lot for these very constructive questions. We will answer them at the end of the session. Thank you, Amit. I call now the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Abe Moge. He represents Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance Company.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes. I would like to congratulate the Ambuja management for executing it well in 2020, which was really a tough year. Some of my questions you have touched upon, but I had some specific, needed some specific details over there. So first question was, so you mentioned your growth plans beyond Marwan Mundwa project, about 50 million tons in medium term. If you can share what exactly is this medium terms, it's like 3 to 5 years or more longer term, like 7 to 10 years. So by when you would like to reach that? That is one. And question number 2 is, what are the benefits and the hurdles for merger of ACC with Ambuja Cement? That's second. And third is, you have talked about ESG and there are targets which are laid out in the annual report. So what I wanted to understand was, what are the costs involved in achieving the ESG targets that Ambuja is targeting? So, yeah, so those were the 3 questions from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Very clear. We will answer them at the end. Thanks a lot for your contribution. I call out the next shareholder, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf, please. Go ahead, sir, please.
Haji, just a minute, sir.
Take your time.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी एंड उपस्थित निदेशक मंडल सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयर होल्डर भाइयों बहनों जो आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग पर प्रेजेंट है, आप सभी को मैं नमस्कार करता हूं। मैं संतोष कुमार सराफ कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूं सर। सर ये आपसे 3 दिन में दूसरी बार मुलाकात हो रही है, काफी अच्छा लग रहा है सर। एक तो सर मैं आशा करता हूं आप सब स्वस्थ होंगे, जितने डायरेक्टर जिनकी फैमिली है और जितने भी हमारे मैनेजर स्टाफ है और उनकी फैमिली है और जितने भी हमारे एम्प्लॉई हैं उनकी फैमिली और जितने भी हमारे स्टेक होल्डर है उनकी और उनकी फैमिली सब स्वस्थ होगी। और आशा करता हूँ और प्रार्थना करता हूँ 2021 सभी के लिए शुभ और हेल्दी और अच्छे से उनके रहे सर। सर मैं आपका शेयर होल्डर हूँ जनवरी 1986 से आज करीबन 35 साल 2 महीने हो गए मैं आपका शेयर होल्डर हूँ सर। जब आपका IPO निकला था नवंबर के अंदर में, अलॉटमेंट हुआ था जनवरी में, तब से शेयर होल्डर हूँ और कंपनी ने मुझे बहुत कुछ दिया सर। बहुत कुछ मैं कंपनी से पाया हूँ। इतनी ग्रोथ अन्य कंपनियों से कभी भी मुझे नहीं मिली, इसलिए कंपनी के ज्यादा मैं कुछ कहना का नहीं है सर। 2-3 चीज मैंने को कहने की सर, एक जो चीज बताइएगा सर, जो आपने एक फर्स्ट आप लोगों को धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि इस साल आपने बहुत अच्छा डिविडेंड दिया। पहले हमको 17 रुपए का डिविडेंड दिया, फिर 1 रुपए का डिविडेंड मिला, 18 रुपए दिया, जो कंपनी की लाइफ हिस्ट्री के अंदर में सबसे बेस्ट डिविडेंड और सबसे हाईएस्ट डिविडेंड है सर। मैं क्या जानना चाहूंगा सर आपसे कि जो कोविड की सिचुएशन अभी कंटिन्यू चल रही है, आज भी 1,35,000 अपने पेशेंट आए हैं, तो इसके अंदर में मैनेजमेंट क्या चेष्टा कर रहा है कि जिससे अपने मिनिमम इम्पैक्ट इसका कोविड का और बिजनेस की इनकम पे और बिजनेस के ऑपरेशन पे आया, इसके लिए क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं सर। एक सर ये कोविड की सिचुएशन के अंदर में किसी की जॉब कट या कोई सैलरी कट हुई तो बताइएगा सर। और सर अपना फ्यूचर प्लान कंपनी का क्या नेक्स्ट 3 ईयर की तो बताइएगा सर। एक सर ये इम्प्लाई के अंदर में आप लोग ने लिखा है ब्लू कलर इम्प्लाई, इसका मतलब मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, अगर इसको अच्छा से बता देंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा सर। और सर आप परमानेंट इम्प्लाई और जो बिजनेस रिपोर्ट में दिए हुए हैं उस इम्प्लाई में करीबन आपको डिफरेंस आ रहा है 254 इम्प्लाई का, उसके बारे में बताने का करिएगा सर। दूसरा मेरा प्रश्न सर वुमेन इम्प्लाई के लिए सर, कि आपके टोटल इम्प्लाई के जो है उसमें केवल 2% आपने वुमेन इम्प्लाई को चांस दिया सर, जबकि आज गवर्नमेंट ने अलाउ कर दिया फैक्ट्री में काम करने के लिए और दिन और रात काम करने के लिए भी गवर्नमेंट ने अलाउ कर दिया सर। और आजकल अपनी उम्र काफी अच्छी, मतलब अपनी तो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर की उम्र है सर, और आजकल तो उम्र देखिए अपने कमांड लीड करती है और अपने प्लेन उड़ाती है सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि उम्र को ज्यादा ज्यादा आप मौका दीजिए सर। और एक डिसेबल्ड एम्प्लॉय जो है उनके नंबर आपने नहीं लिखे सर। और मेरा अगला प्रश्न आपके पेज नंबर 189 के अंदर में सर 1989 से काफी विवाद वाले डिस्प्यूट केस चल रहे हैं सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा सर ये 1989 करीबन आपको 32 साल करीबन हो गए सर। तो इनको अगर मतलब जो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम निकली थी अभी है कि नहीं मुझे मालूम नहीं, विवाद के विश्वास और सबके साथ की जो स्कीम थी उसके अंदर में आपने सेटल क्यों नहीं किया, या सेटल करने की इच्छा है अगर चालू है तो इसमें मैनेजमेंट का क्या विचार है तो अच्छा रहे। तो अगर सेटलमेंट होता है तो सर मुझे लगता है काफी फायदे होंगे, अपने जो कोर्ट कचहरी के जो खर्चे हैं वो भी बच जाएंगे सर। कि जितना लंबा चले उसमें कोर्ट कचहरी खर्चे भी होते रहेंगे। और सर मैं आपको ये कहूंगा सर, रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि मैं कलेक्टर से हूँ और करीबन 35 साल में पहली बार आपकी मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहा हूँ। ये भी कल वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के कारण मुझे मीटिंग अटेंड करने का मौका मिला, अदरवाइज लगता है मेरी लाइफ के अंदर में मेरे 72 साल की एज होगी तो अगर ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग नहीं होती तो शायद मुझे कभी मौका नहीं मिलता आपसे बात करने का सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा, राजीव जी से मेरी कई बार ईमेल पर बात हुई है शेयर के बारे में है, लेकिन सर आप लोग का चेहरा और आप लोग के दर्शन पहली बार कर रहा हूँ सर, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। तो मैं आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सर, नीरज सर विशेषकर आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग कंटिन्यू रखे सर। क्यों अगर बॉम्बे वाले चाहेंगे फिजिकल मीटिंग करना हो कि वो चाहेंगे आपसे आएंगे फिजिकल मीटिंग करेंगे, आपसे मिलेंगे मुलाकात करेंगे फोटो खिंचाएंगे सर है, लेकिन हमें तो कलते वाले को मौका नहीं मिलेगा सर है ना। आप कभी कलते में मीटिंग करोगे रजिस्टर आपकी जब बॉम्बे में तो वही मीटिंग करना गवर्नमेंट के रूल्स आप जरूरी है। तो मैं चाहूंगा सर वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग कंटिन्यू रखिए। देखिए इसके फायदे हैं, कोई भी आदमी कहीं से भी आपकी मीटिंग अटेंड कर सकता है। गुजरात तो गुजरात 19 कंपनी सर, कितने शेयर लोड होंगे तो सोचिए पूरे इंडिया में आपके शेयर लोड फैले हुए हैं। इसके अलावा पूरे इंडिया में आपका माल भी बिकता है सर, और पूरे इंडिया में आपकी सीमेंट के लोगों ने मकान भी बनाए होंगे सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा इसी तरह पूरे इंडिया के जो शेयर लोड है उनके मन की बात हुई, उनकी दुआएं सुनी सी हो सकता है दुआ क्योंकि आज सक्सेरिया जी के मुझे याद है जब स्टार्टिंग में तो आई कैन उनका एक वर्ड था मैं कर सकता हूँ, आज उन्हें करके दिखाया सर। तो इसके लिए मैं आपको चाहूंगा कि वीडियो को मैं मीटिंग कंटिन्यू रखिए। इसके अंदर हमने काफी बचत है। 2 मिनट टाइम लूंगा सर, आप बुरा मत मानिएगा, 2 मिनट समझ ले लेता हूँ, पहली बार बोल रहा हूँ और हो सकता है नेक्स्ट टाइम में मिलेगी नहीं मिले मौका, क्योंकि 31 दिसंबर तक का टाइम एक्सटेंड किया सेबी ने, उसके बाद में करेगा नहीं करेगा गवर्नमेंट का मतलब है कि नहीं। आशा तो करता हूँ करेंगे। जब मेरे फाइनेंस से पेट्रोलियम सेक्रेटरी से बात हुई थी वो इन लोगों को रिकमेंडेशन भेजेंगे मिनिस्ट्री को एक्सटेंड करने के लिए कि कंटिन्यू शुरू कर दिया जाए, ऑप्शन दे दिया जाए। तो मैं ये कहूंगा सर इसमें देखिए कितने फायदे हैं, कोई भी शेयर कहीं से भी अटेंड कर रहा है, हमारे डायरेक्टर भी कहीं से भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं सर, आधे उनको सबको वहाँ आना पड़ता है और कोविड के सिस्टम में आते तो कितना खराब भी होता है सर। और वो अपने रिस्क नहीं है, ट्रेवल रिस्क जिसको कहते हैं वो भी नहीं है, ट्रेवल एक्सपेंसेस भी नहीं है सर है, और अपने को जो हॉस्पिटलिटी है उसका भी हेडेक नहीं है सर है, वो घर में कहीं भी रहे कहीं भी अपने विजिट है। तो मैं चाहूंगा इसको वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग को कंटिन्यू रखिए। और एक लास्ट में आपको कंपनी से की शुभकामना करते हुए 2021 में आशा करता हूँ कंपनी और हमारे डायरेक्टर लोग और उनकी फैमिली और जितने भी मतलब हम स्टेक होल्डर जो भी हमारी कंपनी की ग्रोथ में कनेक्टेड है, चाहे वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हो चाहे वो क्लाइंट हो, जो भी है उनकी और उनकी फैमिली के अच्छे स्वास्थ्य की और प्रॉस्पेरिटी की कामना करता हूँ कि भगवान 2021 जो 2020 का जो अपने को नेगेटिविटी थी अब पॉजिटिव हिसाब में रहे, अच्छे रहेंगे। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय श्री राम। आप सभी को मेरा एक बार फिर से नमस्कार सर, और आप लोग की भगवान की प्रार्थना करता हूँ आप लोग स्वस्थ रहिए और फिर मिलेंगे सर। ये लास्ट रिक्वेस्ट हो रहा है, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग जरूर रखिएगा। और एक से और बता दीजिएगा कि वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग जो हो रही है इसमें एस्टिमेट खर्चा कितना अपने को हो सकता है कि नहीं है, और जो फिजिकल मीटिंग आप जब करते थे उसके अंदर में कितना खर्चा हुआ करता था। मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ जिससे जो शेयर अटेंड कर रहे हैं उनको पता लगेगा वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में कितने फायदे हैं और कितने कंपनी में पैसों की बचत होती है। जो पैसों की बचत होती सर ये हम ही को मिलेगा किसी भी रूप में, चाहे डिविडेंड के रूप में मिले चाहे ग्रोथ के रूप में। तो चाहूंगा अगर हमारे राजीव साहब का फिगर है तो बता दीजिएगा, अदरवाइज बाद में भी अगर रिप्लाई देंगे तो चलेगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत। और सर आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को धन्यवाद दूंगा, विशेष राजेश जी गौर हैं उनको विशेष धन्यवाद दूंगा। वो करीबन मुझे 8 बार फोन किए होंगे सर है, तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है एक सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट इस तरह एक मतलब सामान्य शेयर होल्डर को जो माइनॉरिटी शेयर होल्डर उसको इतना ख्याल रखता है, तो मैं सोचता हूँ बड़े शेयर होल्डर कितना ख्याल रखते होंगे। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय श्री राम। नमस्कार सर, आप सबको एक बार फिर।
Thank you, Sarak sir. We will answer your questions at the end, as I said. I call out the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Aspi Pesania, please.
Mr.
Chairman,
Besania,
sir.
please.
Yes, can you see me and hear me?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, my name is Aspi Besania from Bombay. Sir, I also support Mr. Martin as chairman of the meeting.
Thank
Sir, I
you.
congratulate the entire management on excellent performance, especially after our CFO, Ms. Kesri, for reducing inventories and also receivables. Sir, I would recommend you shift the registered office to Bombay. A previous speaker assumed the register office was Bombay, but it's not in Bombay. So many years back, I had heard that Ambuja was the lowest cost manufacturer of cement. Are you still the lowest cost manufacturer? So standalone net profit margin is 15.24%, whereas consolidated is only 12.44. That means ACC's margins are lower than Ambuja's. So when can we expect ACC's margins to become similar to Ambuja's? Because ACC has been taken over many years back. So do we still use ships to transport cement? So how much % of limestone we use comes from captive mines? So page 45, profit after tax margin has improved from 13.4 to 16%. How much is due to price increase and how much is due to efficiency? So fly ash has environment problems. So how do we dispose of fly ash? So current year dividend is rupees 18 as against last year's 1.5. Nowhere have you mentioned this increased dividend as special dividend. So can I expect dividend of rupees 18 to continue in future also? So 132, 404 shareholders hold only 0.14% of the shareholding. I would recommend reduction of equity and send payment for the shareholdings less than 50 shares to all the shareholders after NCLT approval. So now there are only two registrars and transfer agents left, Link and Carvi. You all are aware that when there are only two people, price increases and service comes down. ACC had the share department within the company. I would recommend our two companies to have a common share department within the company. Now even the share department's work has reduced substantially with the dematting. So any proposal to merge the two companies. Lafarge also had a plant somewhere in East India. Do they still have that plant in East India? So thank you and all the best. And I would request that a plant visit be arranged. Or in case we happen to be near a plant, can we be allowed to visit the plant? Will permission be required from Bombay? So thank you and all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Pesania, for your recommendations and for your comments. We will address them at the end. I am now calling out our last speaker shareholder, Mr. Vinay Bide, please.
Mr. Bide, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
You're able to hear and see me?
We can hear you. Now we can hear and see you.
Okay, fine, sir. Okay, fine, sir. I'll start. Chairman, Mr. Martin.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Managing Director, directors present at today's meeting, speaker, shareholders, and other participating entities. A very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I thank you for registering me as a speaker at today's AGM. I did to ask just 3 questions from the AGM report, and they are as below. The questions are from the integrated annual report for the year 2020. The first question, I'd request you to refer to page number 45. And the question here is, figures for FY 2020 for PAT margin and operating margin percentage by 16% and 23%, 23.7% respectively. Since inception, which were the years or the periods in which the above figures were better? So, sir, that was question number 1. The second question is, what percentage of the total power used for financial year 2020 was from non-conventional energy sources? And the final question is, what percentage of the use of non-conventional energy for FY 2020 came from captive sources? So these were the three questions, which I have called out, from the annual report, and I think we are doing very well. That leaves, a smaller room, to ask questions. All that I can say is that, I support all the resolutions. I wish, the directors and the employees all the best this year as well as the coming years. And I thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, BD sir. Thank you for your comments and for your appreciation. Thanks very much. With this, we have received all the comments and suggestions from our distinguished shareholders, and we are now going to answer them chapter by chapter. There was a question about ESG and financial objectives and how this is managed in the overlooked by the board of directors. So I can say that the board is ably balancing the company's financial objectives with the objectives on sustainability. Sustainability and ESG has become a major topic in the discussions in the board meetings. And also we have a specific CSR and sustainability subcommittee of the board, which dedicates a lot of time on the implementation of the sustainability initiatives. This integrated approach between financial objectives on the one side and sustainability objectives on the other side is also clearly visible in our first integrated annual report. Sustainability, and there was also a question on other initiatives in the future, technologies in sustainability for the future. For us, sustainability is an opportunity. And we are part of the solution to address the issues which are related to sustainability, climate change, etc. It provides us a lot of opportunities on the product side. I spoke about EcoPact, green concretes, which are recyclable concretes. I spoke a lot about green cements. It will also help us to look more for recyclable products and push more the circularity in economy. We have a lot of room in the composition of products to reduce the environmental footprint by using waste. I have explained our ambitious targets to use more waste products in our product composition. But we have so many levers to address this issue. That's actually the beauty of this whole sustainability approach. And we will also have to look more and more how we can, our mineral components, we can replace, like fly ash was mentioned, slag, we can replace by other sustainable mineral components, and work in this direction is going on. I did not mention this in my speech. And we benefit, of course, from the ongoing, you mentioned carbon capture and carbon utilization. As Ambuja, we benefit greatly from the global initiatives of LafargeHolcim, which are undertaken in the area of carbon capture and carbon utilization. So I think we are very well positioned to address this topic, balance it well between financial objectives and between sustainability objectives. And I can really assure you that all the board members are extremely engaged in this topic. Then there was a question on the strategic priorities and mainly the upcoming expansion plans, further cost initiatives. I would like, Neeraj, that you answer this complex of questions, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And this question was coming from Mr. Venkatramani as well as Mr. Goyal. So, as the chairman has very clearly and categorically mentioned in his speech as well, that our vision is to become the most innovative, sustainable, and competitive building solutions company in India. And this asks us to focus on 4 key priorities. The first priority, of course, is how do we improve our performance and competitiveness. Very close to that is the second priority, which is how do we grow our business in India. And then it is about innovations and sustainability. I would rather focus on the first 2. I think Chairman has already explained our actions on both digital and sustainability. So I'll focus on the first. In performance, it is we have a very large-scale ongoing program called ICANN 700. This program is a multi-year program, and the intent of this program is to work across cost levers and ensure that we bring down the cost across those levers significantly in the coming years, both through OPEX as well as through CAPEX interventions. In 2020, you may like to note, and as I just reiterate what the chairman said, through our ICANN program, we were able to reduce the power and fuel cost by about 8%, by our logistics cost by about 2%, our raw material cost by about 7%, and other expenses by about 8%. And this is an ongoing program. It will go on multi-years. In addition, 2020 also saw a remarkable improvement of the master supply agreement in India, both between ACC and Ambuja, and that also gave us advantage on our ICANN 700 programs. On growth, we are already about to commission now our Marwa Mundwa project, as has been said, by Q3 2020, which will be adding roughly about 5 million tons of additional cement sales volume in our markets. In addition to Marwa Mundwa, we are looking at expanding our capacities in East India, in our Bhatapara plant, in Chhattisgarh, as well as in our Maharashtra plant called Maratha. In addition, we will also be looking at several debottlenecking opportunities that we have across the plants to further give a boost to our production capacity. This will be from my side.
Thank you. There was one question how the major shareholder Lafarge Holcim is supporting the strategy of Ambuja. I can assure you that we are fully supporting, Lafarge Holcim is fully supporting the strategy of Ambuja. There's full alignment here, and this is very positive, also a very positive aspect. We have with our network of plants across ACC and Ambuja, we have a very big number of opportunities to grow in a very effective manner in the attractive markets. There was one question which was related to the merger between ACC and Ambuja. So as we have explained, the 2 companies are working very closely together. We have this master supply agreement in place, which has delivered a lot of synergies in the year 2020, and we will continue to drive synergies between the 2 companies. But at present, there's no plan for a merger. There was one question related to the cost involving the ESG target with reference to the annual report. I would request Rajani to answer this question, please.
Thank you, Chairman. This was coming from Abhay. So Abhay, the costs of ESG are embedded in the operations. We do not track it as a separate expense line. As the chairman mentioned, the sustainability agenda is driving all-round improvement across all lines of the P&L. So it's all the business cases that come through are highly positive and accretive to the P&L, along with supporting on the sustainability parameters. So the key areas where we are investing now are driving reduction in clinker factor, increasing your alternate materials such as fly ash, slag, and also the gypsum, which is helping us to improve clinker factor and improve the cost of cement as well. Also the thermal electrical energy ones, most notably on power and fuel, the waste heat recovery systems as well as the renewable energy investments are extremely fast paying. And then all the investments in geocycle are also fast paying. So overall, we do not look at it as a cost. We look at it as a cost of doing the business on a sustainable manner with a very good payback coming through these investments. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Rajani. Then there was a question about how we cope with the COVID-19 situation more from a people point of view. I would request Neeraj to take this question, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So COVID-19 came as a surprise. It did not come as actually surprise to us in March of 2020. Much before the lockdown was implemented, working with the Lafarge Holcim Group, other countries which were facing the similar challenges, we formed what we call a BRT team in India, a business resilience team in India. We started to get in touch with all the employees across locations in both Ambuja and ACC. A lot of precautions were taken as we moved ahead, much ahead of the lockdown. Safe distance started getting practiced in both Ambuja and ACC, in our factories, in our sales offices. We have managed the crisis quite well with our sense of discipline. Employees have been very supportive, very disciplined to manage the COVID-19 challenges last year. We continue to do that even this year with this year in 2021, assuring all our shareholders that Ambuja and ACC, but we will take all necessary steps to ensure that health and safety of our employees remains the priority number one for us as we move in these times. Thank you.
Thank you. Then there were some questions from Mr. Saraf. Rajani, I think you can take them together, probably answer them together.
So, Saraf sir, there was a question from you on female employees, sir. So, हमारे company में भी finance minister तो female है, sir. So, I think we are well placed to drive the change that is needed for us. We strongly believe in diversity and inclusion. We are making all-round changes in our recruitment process, retention schemes, pay equity, and also non-discrimination through very strong inclusive workplace practices. So we are confident that we will increase the female employees. We have attempted to start hiring employees from the plant level, female employees, and we now have a fair share of people getting into the technical activities of the plant, and this will only increase as we go along. On the number of people with disabilities, sir, it is 11 people with disabilities who are in our workforce, and there are 125 women employees as at the end of the year. The second question that you had was on the disputed tax cases which are pending since a very long time. Just to give you a bit of perspective on the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme for the tax matters, it is by assessment year and it is not an issue-based thing. We have evaluated all the cases which are available to be claimed under this scheme, and we have filed it with the authorities, and we are following up for withdrawal of the respective appeals. Yeah, it is important for you also to note that for indirect tax cases, we have settled almost 181 cases last year, sir, under the central taxes and the of excise and service tax. The old cases which are coming in the balance sheet are pertaining to Odisha sales tax. So whenever there is an opportunity of an amnesty scheme, we will assure you that the company will take charge of this and will take the benefit for the same. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. There were a few operational questions I would like to Neeraj to answer. There was on fly ash and on our shipping operation, if using ships in operations, probably you can quickly answer this.
Thank you, Chairman. So, Ms. Bisania, we do use ships. Ambuja's major competitive advantage comes from the fact that we are able to reduce our logistics cost by using ships from our Ambuja Nagar plant to different stations, be it in Mumbai or be it in Mangalore or be it in Cochin. We continue to use these ships. What is interesting, and this I say with a lot of pride, last year we started using, although partially, biodiesel in our ships, and that reconfirms our commitment to sustainability. And so ships are being used, as we say. Yeah.
Thank you. There was one question, Rajani, please, you could answer on the evolution of the operating EBITDA and PAT.
Yes, Bide sir, the operating EBITDA of 23.7% is the second highest. I'm using a period of the last 10 years because since inception, it is not like for like in terms of footprint or the scale. So it was the second highest since the last 10 years. In 2012, we were 25.6% margin. And on the PAT margin, we are the highest in the last 10 years. So this is by far the highest. On the second question that you raised in terms of what is the percentage of captive power plants, sir, today we have 65% of power which is coming from captive power plants. The chairman has already mentioned that we are investing quite heavily in the power and fuel strategy, whether it be solar or waste heat recovery or other efficiency projects. And we expect to grow our renewable share of power quite significantly in the near term. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I once again thank all the members and directors for attending this AGM through video conferencing. I would now like to conclude this meeting. The e-voting window shall be open for another 15 minutes from now, after which the voting window shall stand closed. The result of the voting will be announced on or before 11th April 2021, and the same will be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and the CDSL. With your consent, and I and all the other board members would like to leave the meeting now and wish all the shareholders and the families a very healthy and safe future. Thank you for attending the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Dear shareholders, I would like to now conclude this meeting with my sincere thanks to all of you for your support and cooperations. I would also like to thank all our esteemed board members for their participation, and to my colleagues for their hard work to make this event a successful one. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks all. Thank you.